Today I'm going to share with you 5 approaches that I use in controlling my anger and improving my relationships. The approaches focus in putting you in the control seat of your emotions and giving you a little bit more control in the outcome of a situation. I will caveat that this video is not about making your anger go away. If you find yourself that you are angry and hostile in the way that you think and behave, and it's a reoccurring pattern that's in your life, then that might be potential work to address with a therapist. And I can say this because I'm currently going through that process. And if you're new here, welcome and what's up? My name is Agatha and I'm a mom of a 2-year-old son named Valentino. A lot of the work that I'm doing is on sharing how I apply emotional intelligence and growth mindset together with my son and with myself. But as part of that process is in pruning some really old and destructive behaviors that I have. So this video is not about how I am stopping the feeling of anger, but it's more on when anger does come out in situations throughout my life, how do I channel that energy into a much more constructive way versus allowing it to become destructive and create a lot more issues in my life than I want it to. So what are the people and the situations that really upset you and make you angry? Are you able to reflect on that and being able to really understand what is it that's truly triggering you towards your anger? The reason I ask you that question is because I've learned that anger is a surface level emotion. There are other underlying emotions underneath the anger that we feel that drive us to actually feeling angry. One common way that we all express anger is with our partners. And some ways that I have expressed anger with my husband is by getting upset with him where I don't feel appreciated or I feel criticized. And that is when my anger comes up and I create fights with him. Well, the underlying emotion of that is that I feel the need of connection with him. And so those are some of the contributing factors that trigger my anger in the moment. And it isn't until I really tune in what's truly going on and why am I feeling angry, meaning, hey, I'm feeling sad or I'm feeling unrecognized. I can't deal with that situation until I'm able to really understand what is it that I'm truly feeling. When we are angry, we have 3 options. We can flee, fight, or freeze. And for me, since my childhood, I've been conditioned to fight. And it became extremely destructive to a lot of my relationships. Not only did it affect how I made other people feel, but it also was extremely hurtful to myself. But one of the things that I have learned is we have a choice in how we respond to those situations. We may not have control over what somebody says to us or a particular situation, but we always have control in the way that we react to it. One of the ways that I have interrupted the pattern of allowing my anger to get out of control is to excuse myself and literally go for a walk or a run. Now, you're not avoiding the situation at hand. You have to reconnect with that person or that situation. But if you are able in that moment to step away, what you're actually doing is allowing to calm the brain down when then you are able to handle that situation in a much more appropriate manner. When it comes to controlling my anger, I definitely need a support system. I'm not that strong yet to be able to handle every situation on my own. And one of the ways that I do it is I co-pilot with other people I trust to help me make a situation better. So literally what I do is I will reach out to somebody I trust. I don't reach out to people I think are going to give me bad and destructive advice because that's what I'm trying to avoid. And I literally ask them a simple question. It's like, hey, I would love your advice on something that I'm currently dealing with. And, you know, how would you handle this situation to make it better? So notice how I said how to make it better. I didn't ask an opportunity for me to bitch or moan or complain about a situation because I know that only is going to contribute to that spiral effect of me further getting angry. But I know that I need to handle the situation and re-engage with that person. I need a healthy perspective from another person who isn't as agitated about the situation as me that could give me much more sound advice on how I can go and respond to that person or handle the situation without allowing it to get out of control. So this next approach takes a lot of guts and courage, but it is also the most effective way to resurrect any relationships that might have been damaged by an argument or anger. What it requires is for me to go and engage with this person and ask them a question. Can you tell me what you were feeling in the moment when you said this thing or you acted this way or this thing happened? help me understand what was going on. And then what I do is I literally shut up and I listen. What is it that they're telling me? And when I'm able to really understand the other person's perspective on what is it that they were going through, what is it that they were feeling, what is it that triggered them, and that is when we're able to get to a lot of truth and being able to work through that. I know that arguments happen and we can't always avoid them, but one way that we can use this anger is when a challenge or a situation like this arises is to really grow from it. And one way of me removing my ego and being able to go talk to the person and understand their perspective once I've calmed down has been a really great way for me to be able to do that. So sometimes we are in a situation that is so hot and out of control where we know we are going to be triggered or something's going to happen, and then this person's really pushing our buttons. Like if somebody's in your face or somebody is, saying derogatory remarks towards you, you are literally on the brink of exploding towards this person. So one way that I have been able to control a situation like this, where I'm literally protecting myself, is to create some boundaries. Then one way that I will respond to the situation in my best calm ability is say, you know what? We're both angry right now. I definitely want to hear what you have to say, but the name calling has got to stop. So right now, let's take a time out and let's get back together and talk about this when we're both calm and we're not saying stuff to each other that's hurting us. So making this video was definitely very difficult for me, and coming out and sharing something like this that has been deeply personal. But the reason that I wanted to put it out there is I know that there's loads of people that are dealing with similar situations, and I wanted to let you know that there are other people like me that are out there and are really making a deep commitment in working on it. I definitely know that I have to practice this every single day, and these are some of the tools that I shared with you today on how I do it. I definitely am seeing a therapist and being able to understand some of the deeper things that are creating a lot of those triggers. And if you find yourself in those similar situations, just by you watching this video and trying to understand it better, you're already making a huge step in wanting to change. And that is a very, very positive thing. And I applaud you. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.